Thank you for joining Time Warner Cable's Local Edition. Our guest, Holly Mitchell, she is a member of the California State Assembly. I'm Brad Pomerance, of course, and it must feel nice to go to Sacramento and see that the state budget is in the black. You've never had that.
I've never had that. I am knocking on wood.
Right.
Because it's great to be able to step into the new year with a balanced budget.
Do you believe it's balanced?
For the first time since I've been in Sacramento, the Department of Finance and the LAO concur on numbers, and so I think it is.
They do.
The issue for me is recognizing that it is balanced, and yet we're not reinvesting in programs that have taken severe hits in past years.
And let's talk about that, because Governor Brown has put aside more money for programs vis-a-vis last year, but we haven't seen a, as you call it, a reinvestment in the programs that were so dramatically cut over the last 5 years. Is that a problem? I mean, I would argue it would from your point of view, but do we even have the money to reinvest?
I think that we have to have a strategic plan that as the economy continues to recover, and the projections from both of those entities says that we will continue to do so, that we have to have a plan for recovery. The child poverty rate in California is at an all-time high. In some counties as high as 37%. Here in LA County, 17%. If we don't invest in our children, our long-term recovery will be compromised.
I want to ask you about education as it relates to children. It's very interesting. The headline that came out of the governor's State of the State, as well as his budget, is this notion of how he wants to change the funding formulas for education.
Yes.
He's already changed prisons for, for a generation. And what he wants to do is he wants to give school districts that serve more economically disadvantaged children more money. Vis-a-vis the wealthier districts, but then cut the strings that are attached from Sacramento. Pluses and minuses, what's your sense?
He clearly believes in local control.
Right.
We've had numerous conversations
Yes.
and really wants to push down a number of programs because he feels local people have a better sense of what's going on in their community and can have greater control. I think the concept is weighted student formula. It has a new name this year, but I think that's what everybody knows it by. It's going to be highly debated, and I look forward to engaging in that conversation.
I think about your district, with which I live in, I should say, and you represent some very well-off areas and some more challenged areas.
Precisely.
And so I got to think you're hearing it from both sides.
I absolutely am. I have two of the lowest performing high schools in the district, and as you said, some of the best high schools,
no doubt,
publicly funded high schools in the state. And so we have to have a conversation about what's really going to make a difference for children, not just K through 12, but making sure that they are school ready. And the billion-dollar cuts to childcare in the past couple of years are really going to compromise our kids.
And that is one area where I've heard a lot of noise that we need to refund that social service, for example, but under the new budget, we don't see that.
It's completely silent. 110,000 child care slots were eliminated last year alone.
And they have not been restored.
They have not been restored. Zero restoration in child care.
But how do we make sure, Assemblywoman, that we don't go on this spending spree, that things are looking better, and then we get ourselves into a difficult situation because we've spent too much?
What I said moments ago was a strategic plan. We have to acknowledge that reinvestment in California is important and then go about developing a plan that gets us there. This notion that no investment is okay, that we only want to spin down the wall of debt is one frame of reference. I don't think that's what's good for California's future.
But what about that wall of debt?
It's critical, and I absolutely support that. And having a strategic plan that's smart, in terms of spending down our debt is important.
So what do your fellow Democrats say?
The conversation is just getting started. We have a slew of freshmen.
Yes.
We haven't hit the 30-day print period yet, so we're not seeing legislation yet. So they're going to get their feet wet, and we're going to jump in and fix it all.
Her name is Holly Mitchell. She's a member of the California State Assembly. My name is Brad Pomerance. Thanks so much for watching Time Warner Cable's Local Edition.